So, 1 second. Right. Literally. So I've just made a drink. Right, I've run out of bottled water. And I just do not trust this tap water whatsoever. So hold on. It's like you can't even drink out your local tap water. Not good, right? So I'm going to mention, because I have mentioned in my other readings what they forced me to take down and stuff, about it being poisoned and that over the years. They've even got proof of me being poisoned as well. Like, they've even got proof of me being poisoned, which is absolutely mad. Poisoning has come out in this reading. So we've got gangster mentality, dismantling groups single-handedly. We've got father in reverse, so this could be a karmic father, just eat, or it could be a father figure. Celebrity in reverse, he wants to be seen as some sort of celebrity. This karmic father or this father figure is linking to someone who's got long grey hair. Loan shark, so he could be involved in some sort of drugs trafficking, drugs trade, and this karmic father could be in debt with drug sellers, drug dealers, right? Hold on. In debt with some drug sellers, drug dealers, loan sharks. So could have got a loan out, and this group, this gang, is wanting someone to live in fear, wanting to create fear, right? So we've got this karmic father and maybe a masculine with long grey hair, something to do with bike getting crushed, all right? So could have had a bike accident. Karmic father could have had a bike accident. We've got listening into phone calls. It's making my ears itch. Listening into phone calls, right? And Just Eat. So whoever's been ordering from Just Eat, whoever's getting poisoned, right? There's a karmic father who's linking, he's a gangster mentality, wanting to be seen as some sort of celebrity. Karmic father, bike getting crushed, so could have had some sort of motorbike accident, going to prison for life. Predator, a predator, so loan shark in debt with a loan company or a loan shark. I wanted to pay that off, but I was thinking about stalker. So getting stalked by a karmic father and his pals. Yeah, we've got imprisonment. Going to prison. So going to prison for life, going to prison. So maybe a link into a biker gang on something to do with a loan shark could have got in debt with a biker gang and wanting to do whatever he can to pay off this loan. We've got all getting arrested and they're doing a lot of trauma bonding. So I was getting in this biker gang, we've got wealthy man in reverse and sudden wealth in reverse. So this is a loan shark and he wanted to take some sort of loan out, wanted to take some sort of sudden wealth, occupation and gift in reverse, right? And then false person in reverse. So he took a gift of sudden wealth and is a fault for some sort of work, some sort of occupation, right? And then wanted to pay off this loan shark, high honour, wanted an official person in reverse, wanted to be seen as high honour. Then we got a house, then we got unexpected income. Could have took a gift of sudden wealth and a home and sold this home. Then we got coffin in reverse and tried to murder that person to cover it up. So he's getting an insurance job. So they took someone's property, some sort of real estate, took some sudden wealth, and had wanting to avoid going to prison. So they've been stalking, listening into phone calls, and something to do with Just Eat. So whoever's been ordering from Just Eat, they've been going to that place, wherever that order's been coming from. Then they've been paying to get food poison. We've got theft in reverse to cover up that theft. So maybe some takeaway places, yeah, we've got death in reverse. So poison that food. So when they eat that food, the people, the person, end up passing away, and they can have this stolen inheritance money, and they can do some sort of next of kin. This karmic father wants to be next of kin for his own child's inheritance and end his own child. We've got message, poverty in reverse, and change in reverse, and then judication. And I was thinking with his thoughts, wealthy man in reverse, him and his lover or somebody else, unexpected income in reverse, quite possibly wanted to, was expectation, mature man. So yeah, karmic father, mature man, 50 years and above, 60 years and above, wanted to become a wealthy man. So probably wanted to, with this wealthy man in reverse, have some sort of wealth signed over to him and label his own child as not too well, as ill, to get power of attorney, because he wanted to be seen as some sort of high honour in the general public for stalking, for listening into phone calls, for dangerous driving on the road in some sort of bike gang, or but did a lot of dangerous driving, and for getting in debt with a loan shark. So he really wanted to pay off the loan shark. Don't want to go to prison for what he's done. Sudden wealth in reverse, and community in reverse, and family room. So this karmic father is linking to this one who's got long grey hair, who's not directly linking to the one who was stolen from, but because he wants to pay off this family debt of this loan, he's willing to bump off his own child to pay off a debt to a family member, right? And then we've got main female. Oh, she's also going to prison. So she's been revealed as fake and false and bad health. She's been trying to get in on the poisoning. Then we've got child in reverse, official person in reverse. So she's still a child. And quite possibly, if they poison somebody, right, and that person, and they've been poisoning that person's food or drinks because they want to pay off the loan shark, with this child in reverse, they could have quite possibly poisoned child or children. Then we've got great fortune to take the child or children's great fortune as well. Wow. So this family, this father figure is extremely dangerous because he's poisoning, with this main female and child, could even be poisoning his own granddaughter, other grandchildren. And I was thinking, what do you mean? He's unexpected income in reverse. He's wanted to pay some money, and he's wanted to be seen as higher for taking a gift. Then we've got mature woman in reverse. Could be trying to label the person who they took the gift off as mentally immature because they are poisoning this person. So it could be feminine. So he could be doing this to his own daughter. He could be using his younger daughter, and his younger daughter could be poisoning with this child in reverse, poisoning the younger children in the family because she wants this sudden wealth for herself. So this family is absolutely venomous, okay? So we've got this mature man who is going to a judge, and we've got child in reverse, and then we've got great fortune. Then we've got occupation in reverse, community in reverse, and sudden wealth. And then we've got main female again, and change in reverse. Oh, and then we've got unexpected income. So basically, they wanted to change outcome in a court case or a legal proceeding, so he's getting some sort of voodoo doll. All right, so they've tried to do voodoo dolls, they've tried to do black magic, and they're doing black magic on the court case, on the court proceedings. They're doing poisoning, yeah? They're doing poisoning. This is severely dangerous. It's severely, severely dangerous. They're doing poisoning. They're doing poisoning. Yeah, we've got magic coming out there. Magic, Cinderella. They're using black magic. Greed in reverse. They don't want to be seen as really greedy. Maybe they're trying to say that the person whose money it's supposed to be will be really greedy and keep that money to themselves. But at the end of the day, if it's not their money to take, yeah, they're the ones who's actually getting greedy. So it's mammon, demon. We've got the sight and healing in reverse and the truth in reverse. So basically, they could be doing this to someone who's got the gift of sight, and they're not wanting that person to heal. And they've got truth. They're not wanting that truth to come out because they don't want to go to prison. Battle in reverse, and then awakening in reverse. An obsession. So they're battling against this person who they're stolen from. It's a major obsession, them doing black magic and lying and poisoning, right? So it's a major obsession. And then we've got sacrifice, and they're making sacrifices. Trust, all right? So they're trying to bring that trust, yeah, and the sacrifice. And then we've got memory in reverse. They're wanting to poison to affect that memory size, getting some sort of memory spell. Sister, jealous sibling, a jealous sibling, doing some sort of enchantments, brother and sister. So there's a brother and sister involved. Red Riding Hood, rites of passage. They think they've got the rites of passage. So we've got Puss in Boots, wit. So they're being real witty and cunning. As I was saying this, like my head is actually pounding. So with this poisoning, there's been a hell of a lot of headaches, and we've got despair. So trust, voice in reverse, and sacrifice. There's not wanting anyone to be able to speak out. So they could be doing throat chakra magic, and anyone who they think is going to be speaking out, just bumping that person off. Witty, cunning, secrets. And I want to keep it a secret. Wow. Obviously, they're showing no loyalty to the person who they keep trying to bump off. And then again, there's child or children involved, and they're in the middle of getting poisoned. They're in the middle of getting poisoned because they want to go up to a courthouse. They want to remove child or children, yeah, through them poisoning and sacrificing so they can take this sudden wealth because they're extremely, extremely, extremely greedy. They're going to prison for life for poisoning. What they've done is absolutely putrid. Obsession. Truth in reverse. They're obsessed with lying. I mean, they're not going to speak the truth. I mean, if they've been poisoning someone and they wanted to take that money, they're never going to speak the truth. They wanted the person who was poisoned, and quite possibly the child or children that's poisoned, to be living in fear. The too low vibration. We've got Archangel Michael wanting to steal your inheritance. So Archangel Michael is trying to work to protect the one speaking this truth and to reveal this, because obviously if they're doing trauma bonding as well, they're into a lot of black magic and dark arts. So they're extremely, extremely dangerous. So there's going overseas, or there's quite possibly importing drugs overseas, drugs trafficking. The drug trafficking. They could have literally stole a house from overseas. They could be trying to buy a house overseas. They could have either stole a house overseas or tried to buy a house overseas. Something to do with overseas drugs trafficking, and wanted to maybe buy a house overseas, or maybe there was a house or home left overseas, some sort of villa maybe, a condo, and they wanted to sell that and keep the money for that as well. So they're working to stop this from coming to light, surrounding this poisoning, bad health. Then we've got imprisonment in reverse. So they really want to avoid going to prison, but they're actually going to prison because at the end of the day, we've got child or children in the middle of this who's been getting poisoned. Yeah, we've got child or children who's in the middle of getting poisoned, right? Jesus Christ. We've got a mature man, but he's coming out in reverse. Thoughts in reverse and imprisonment in reverse. Expectation and privileged ladies. So I've done this to a feminine. and maybe quite possibly expecting child or children to say feminine is bad health when child or children have been getting poisoned, and quite possibly mother is concerned for her child's children being poisoned. And then obviously some sort of inheritance stolen, theft, yeah. And they're not expecting to be revealed as fake or false for stealing, and tried to do insurance job. So what they've done is they've created a lot of despair, and they're creating a lot of illusions. We've got an official person who's in despair because they're losing their job. Could be a judge. All right, it could be a judge, someone linking to a courthouse is losing their job and they're going into poverty. They're going to lose this job and they're going to prison. House reverse, they're going to lose their house. They're going to lose house. They're going to lose it. They're going to lose that position. So they was already a wealthy man. They already had enough money, and they didn't need to be taking money under the table to falsify legal documentations. When quite possibly in legal documentations, it came out in legal documentation that there was poisoning. There was poisoning. It came out in the legal documentation that there was poisoning, and I was getting that with this despair. The judge, the lawyers, yeah, we got unexpected income in reverse. They took money to disregard the one who's speaking this truth, who's been getting poisoned, and child or children been getting poisoned, because they wanted to take a gift, a community in reverse, or courthouse, a law law, some sort of solicitors, lawyers, judges, yeah, they're all going down. Oh, no way. Bad health and child and despair, you see, because there's been children who's been getting poisoned as well. Headaches. Yeah, because they wanted to create a change and take that sudden wealth. Headaches. I was getting severe headaches, right? Because as I was feeling it, severe headaches. That's why, I tried to do myself a drink. I've run out of bottled water, right? I did myself like a hot chocolate, and then it was just really bubbly and frothy, more bubbly and frothy than normal. And I'm thinking, yeah, the tap water's still getting poisoned. The tap water's still getting poisoned over here around here. Tap water is still getting poisoned. So child or children could still quite potentially be still getting poisoned and be having a headaches. So do not accept drugs. Do not accept drugs. Do not accept no weed off these people. No weed whatsoever, because the weed is poisoned. Do not accept weed, especially if it's from anyone linking to me. Do not accept drugs from them. They're poisoning the drugs to hell, right? And they are literally going to hell. They're poisoning this tap waters, drinking juice. There's poison that. Just Eat, again, if you call up Just Eat, because there's listening to phone calls. Because there's listening to phone calls and there's hacking into phones. What they are doing is they are deliberately creating paranoia, but it's not actually paranoia. It's not actually paranoia. They are actually tapping into that phone and listening into phone calls. Listening into phone calls. Manipulating proceedings for their own selfish gains. Mob ties, monitoring spirits, and they send monitoring spirits like entities, right? And I've had this happen to myself where I've had monitoring spirits. I'm just sat there trying to chill out, and there's a lot of monitoring spirits what just stand there right next to you, gather information and report back to their little coven mob tie. 1 million to 2 million. So basically they've stolen 1 million to 2 million or even more. And then they're doing food witchery, and they've got no remorse for anything they've done. They're stealing ideas, that could be business ideas, and they're sucking and harvesting on that energy. They've got no remorse. So food witchery, there's even hexing and cursing and poisoning this food. They're all getting arrested. Enemies are going mentally weak. They're trying to sacrifice, yeah. Raiding family members is going to be major raids going down. Major raids. And they're all getting arrested. Predators. They've all been predatory for many years. Hitmen. Even hitmen are going down. Mob ties. Many years. Many years have been doing this very same thing. They've been cyberbullying and stealing people's inheritances for many years. Mentally strong. So there's a mother involved in stealing inheritance, predator. She's turned into a predator, taking cults and covens down. So it's like some sort of mob, some sort of mafia, some sort of gang, what's got cult, coven type of ties, where they perform satanic rituals and they conjure up that other low vibration, like entities to attack you in astral realms. But what they do is they will bind it as well. So they're stealing some sort of inheritance, ideas, and work, some sort of work, quite possibly. And then they start gossip about that person. So smear campaign. So like I'm stealing theirs, and then gossip about that person, start creating lies, which is enough to ruin anyone's full life because, well, because of the lies, what they're telling, someone could actually die from a load of lies. Someone could actually get murdered from a load of lies. Like I've had hits put out on me because people have been spreading a load of lies about me because I'm speaking the truth. And they just gossip. I speak this truth and they don't like this truth. Street fight. So they wanted to start a street fight. A lot of underhanded behaviour, and then we've got an assassin. Stalker. So we've got assassin who is stalking because, well, if they've stolen a lot of money, they paid for an assassin to have that person be stalked. So there's stalking going down, there's harassment, yeah, there's robbery, there's theft, and there's paying for assassins, mentally strong. Wanted to steal inheritance, but it's not even theirs to steal. Age 10 to 15. So the child or children who's been poisoned could be between ages 10 to 15. That's a very young child. So age 10 to 15 getting poisoned. Yeah. So then they can't appear to speak for themselves. So this karmic family, the ones who are lying to steal inheritance, have to speak on their behalf, and the one who's speaking this truth, don't listen to the one who's speaking this truth. We'll give you some money under the table to force a court proceeding. 222. And a local law firm is getting money to try and cover up. Then these people are doing a lot of cyberbullying in groups, doing fake accounts, yeah, to start a street fight. People are obsessed with that energy, so energy harvesting. Corrupt judge who's been getting involved in cyberbullying. So we've got a corrupt judge who knows what's going down, no way, and they've been cyberbullying. So we've got a corrupt judge who's been cyberbullying. I mean, in last year, after being sacrificed again, me and my children having everything stolen off me, I got after this court, right, because it was all lying and they knew I was getting poisoned. At Hull Crown Court, they knew that I was getting poisoned. They messaged me on a fake account, said, who the fuck you calling? And said, the UK government, the devil's going to get you. And, well, we've got a doppelganger. So basically, they are doppelganging the person who they've stolen from. So that's stolen identity. And then we've got trying to authorise a murder. So they're trying to authorise a murder. They're trying to get the one who's speaking this truth murdered and have that murder authorised to cover up all the evil acts and all the evil stuff what they've done. So we've got doppelganger. So basically they're wanting a doppelganger supposed to be that person, yeah, this feminine who they're stealing from. And a corrupt judge knows all about this doppelganging and some sort of sacrificing. Then we've got a science teacher who's into cloning. Who is into cloning. Police officers even been stalking. Children aged 5 to 10. Wow. Yeah. Playing mind game with children. Playing mind games with children aged 5 to 10. Aged 5 to 10, 15. 10 to 15. They're doing it to children. A corrupt judge. Then we've got, they got paid £10,000 to £20,000, and they want this gangster mentality, so mob tie. They're doing money block spells, and then we've got chill pill. So what they're doing, we've got doctor, psychologist, nurse, psychiatrist, the one who's speaking this truth, who knows about the assassination attempt, or attempting a stolen home, stolen inheritance, they're getting, because it's a corrupt judge, they're linking to a corrupt doctor, psychologist, nurse, or psychiatrist who's wanting to label that person as some sort of mental health when they've been getting poisoned. And the judge knows they're getting poisoned. These corrupt law officials know about this poisoning, and then we've got a psychiatrist, psychologist who knows about this poisoning but has been paid money under the table to falsify legal documentations and lie. It sounds very much like what's been going on with me and Whole Crown Court. Premeditated murder. Trickster spirit. Trickster spirit. One of them's like 80. One of them's like 80 years old, and you think that they'd mellow at 80 years old. You'd think that they'd mellow about 80 years of age. But still in that trickster spirit and gangster mentality. Got a married woman who's getting in on that stalking. And we've got an evil dark twin. They wanted to put period blood in food, right? So basically, if you are investigating any crimes, any cases, right, do not order from takeaway. Prepare your food yourself. Yeah, do not accept drinks from anybody. Your life is at risk. And there's females who are poisoning food with period blood to have you fall under an illusion. And this is what they do. They do this to police officers as well. They poison the police officers with period blood. They poison a lot of people. They'll poison anyone. They're doing it with period blood to have you fall under an illusion. So don't accept food off women. We've got someone's getting fired on the spot. House raided, and houses are getting raided. Now they're regretting what they did. Tracking your location, so track and trace. They want you to obey them. Wrong move, losers. Wrong move. They're regretting what they did. They don't want to apologise. Google, they could be listening into Google account. If that person who's been getting hacked has got any pictures, they've probably took them pictures and then doppelganged that person. The children could even be getting doppelganged as well. Jesus Christ, this is just going deeper and deeper and sinister and sinister. British UK. So it's happening in the UK, then the USA. So it's happening in the UK and USA heart attack. So basically what they're wanting is that person to have a heart attack with all that poisoning. Quite possibly child or children have a heart attack with that poisoning. Lost soul. So basically they've got lost souls. They're soulless beings. Monsters, the absolute monsters. These people are dangerous. That's why they need raiding as soon as possible. They're filing false reports and making false statements because they want to be the boss of this money, this inheritance. They want to be the boss of this inheritance. They want to be the boss of this. They want to be the big mob boss. It's not their inheritance though. 28. It's not their inheritance. Wants everything you have. So these are the type of people who want everything what someone else says. Could be best friend involved, fired on the spot. So these corrupt law enforcement people are getting fired on the spot for their involvement. Dodgy lawyer, yeah. We've got a dodgy lawyer, dodgy solicitor. They was probably thinking about going to Miami or something like this. Their house, their home is getting raided. There's a garage what's about to get raided. They've been sending a lot of evil eye. drug law enforcement. There's even getting that landlord. So basically, the one who's been having it all done, the landlord's involved. The local landlord is involved in probably poisoning and listening to phone calls and poisoning his food and children. Usually, if it's a council property, there's going to know about the child or children's school, and there's going to be linking to some people in the school who could be poisoning these children as well. Stealing identity. someone with a small nose. They've got an inflated ego. Spain could be significant. Spain could be significant surrounding this motorbike, Spain. So they could be putting some money in Spain account. They've got London. Spain account, they could be putting money in an account in London. Scotland, they could be putting money in an account in Scotland. Evil Eye. Entity attachment. They've got entity attachments. Only can do short-term relationships. So maybe the one who's done it to is single, feminine, single, can only do short-term relationships. And I'm not surprised not being able to do a long-term relationship if there's been a lot of poisoning and there's been stalking and there's been listening to phones and stuff like this. Because, well, at the end of the day, this feminine's only going to put other people's life in immediate danger as well from the level of stalking. They want an illegal secret society protection. So they're sending flying monkeys, computer tech, to create distractions. And then doing false reports. So they're getting fired on the spot. So we've got some dodgy law person who's filing false reports, who's getting fired on the spot for filing a load of false reports and helping these predators. Yeah, we've got a Queen of Swords in reverse. 4 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, and then we've got the Justice in reverse, and then Empress. So they could be doing this to a mother. Then we've got Judgment in reverse. Wants to avoid judgment for the level of corruption and justice. A Queen of Swords. A Queen of Swords. Page of Cups, 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and the Death card. So they could be trying to end child or children, loss, mourning, sacrifice. King of Wands in reverse. 10 of Swords in reverse, and then the Ace of Swords in reverse. And, got a lot of bad karma. 5 of Swords, enemy. 5 of Cups, loss. So we've got a fire sign masculine. Could be a Libra or fire sign feminine with this King of Wands. Then we've got a Libra with this Queen of Swords in reverse and the Justice in reverse, who's in possession. Don't want anyone to be aware, surrounding quite possibly a death of a child or an attempted murder of a child for inheritance. The Chariot card. And 2 of Wands. Because they wanted to be seen as like victorious, or they wanted to be recognised in the general public for sacrificing, child sacrifice. We've got a masculine and feminine, a King of Pentacles in reverse and a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and then with this 6 of Pentacles, they could have been given money to poison. Strength card to help this Leo. Secrets being revealed with the Moon card, 5 of Swords, and some sort of loss. Sagittarius. 10 of Cups. Queen of Wands. So it could be Sagittarius, Scorpio child. Again, I would like to say, if there's anyone on my channel, my children are in immediate danger. My youngest children, my children are all in immediate danger. My children are in immediate danger. My children are in immediate danger. Because I've been getting poisoned for years, along with my children, and sacrificed, and they will not let me see my children because they know that they've been poisoning me. Just need to... I did have some sort of update. Yeah, so that was just confirmation. There's like either a Scorpio, Cancer, or possibly Gemini type of energy, Sagittarius. They wanted to end an Archangel. Sun card in reverse, and they don't want it to be illuminated. Queen of Wands in reverse. The seducing with lies. The seducing with lies. So there could be two Leos. The King of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Wands in reverse. There could be two Leos who's seducing people with lies, and they're wanting to get in on drugs trafficking, and could be poisoning the weed. Ace of Swords in reverse, lying. Eight of Swords, not wanting to go to prison. Not wanting to go to prison. A victim. Not wanting that person to be revealed as a victim. Not wanting this feminine to have her own inheritance, or even her own life, or even her own children, and they're all lying. Lying, seducing everyone with lies. Virgo. Then we've got the Lovers, right? Could be a Virgo love partner, right? Or Gemini, Virgo, Gemini. There could be a lover who wants lack of intuition, Ten of Pentacles. Then we've got the lover, the couples. Lover's card, Two of Cups. High Priestess. There's not wanting any sort of love option. Then we've got Hierophant in reverse, a Taurus. There's some sort of Aries energy. This is a corrupt judge. Took an opportunity. Page of Pentacles in reverse. A lot of underhanded behaviour. And then we've got the Magician in reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse. Trying to shatter and exhaust. We've got malicious gossip. Surrounding the one who's speaking this truth. The one who's speaking this truth is speaking this truth. And then this group is doing a lot of malicious gossip because they're all about the money. Magician in reverse. There's doing a lot of black magic. Judgment in reverse because this family's got unrequited love. An Ace of Pentacles in reverse. All they give a damn about is this money. Then we've got an Aries. An Aries. Unrequited love. Some bad news coming on in. They've got no love. They just want to sacrifice. Victim. Aquarius. Three of Cups in reverse. Starting malicious gossip. They've got unrequited love. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Again, my child or children. All my children are in immediate danger. I have asked for help and stuff like this, but they keep creating a lot of illusions. A lot of illusions. A lot of illusions. There's been a lot of sneaking. A lot of spying. A lot of sneaking and spying. So we've got a Queen of Pentacles and a King of Pentacles. Yeah. They've been getting paid money, drugs or something. They've been getting paid money or drugs. This is the assassin. They've been getting paid money, drugs. Just trying to take that stability. By poisoning. You had Two of Pentacles, King of Cups, so Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio masculine is wanting to take that stability by poisoning. Eight of Wands in reverse, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Drugs, poisoning, drugs, loss. Five of Cups, Six of Cups, lost mourning of child's children. King of Wands in reverse. Ten of Swords in reverse. And then we've got the Moon card. They've got a lot of bad destiny, right? Then we've got Aries. They wanted to stagnate themselves going to prison for what they've done. To a fool, to youths. Unrequited love. Unrequited love. They just want the money. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. They just want the money. Unrequited love. All they want to do is take these children. King of Wands in reverse, Ten of Swords in reverse. There's been a lot of hexing, cursing, backstabbing, bad mouthing. The one who's speaking the truth, because they want to take that inheritance. Nah, darlings. Nah. Again, I am going to mention my children are in immediate danger. They are in immediate danger. They've been literally doing a lot of evil stuff to me. Five of Cups, loss, mourning. They've been poisoning me and my children, and the police don't, like, literally, they're not listening to me. And again, I have put on my social media that one of my exes, my ex who's been involved, his brother said there was over 3 drugs in my system. Again, I'm going to mention I only used to smoke weed, and in December 2021 I did try some cocaine, but that's all I did is try cocaine, and I wouldn't suggest it's no one, and I was smoking weed. So if there's over 3 different drugs in my system, that is proof that they've been poisoning me with God knows what, and they've done exactly the same to my children. Seven of Pentacles in reverse and Page of Cups. Then we've got 6 of Pentacles, and we've got Ace of Cups. So they're poisoning the children's water, a water supply. They're poisoning the children's drink because they've got unrequited love. Then we've got death, sneaking around death. Sneaking around death. Yeah, sneaking around death. Corruption and justice, that's all it is, and the dirt wants people to be aware of what there's done. Some sort of bad news. Maybe a Virgo lover. Bad news. Maybe a Virgo lover. 2 of Pentacles. And then we've got the 7 of Cups and 5 of Pentacles. Under some sort of illusion. Create an illusion. Not wanting to get kicked out. Not wanting to be kicked out. Poverty. King of Wands in reverse. Then we've got justice in reverse. Corruption and injustice. Not wanting to get kicked out of the gang. Not wanting to get kicked out of this gang. Level of corruption and injustice. 8 of Swords, they're all going to prison. They're all going to prison. There's like literally, they've poisoned children. They've poisoned weed. There's poisoned drinks. There's poisoned water. It's shocking. Well done. I just can't believe it. They're all going to prison. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and we've got a dark high priestess. A dark high priestess. Oh, this could be stealing identity. High priestess in reverse. Got Gemini. Like, there's no love. There's no love. There's no love between this King of Pentacles in reverse and this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. There's no love. They just want it to come out of poverty. There's no love whatsoever. They just wanted to come out of poverty. So they was doing magic. So they was doing magic and they're involved in a lot of dark arts. Hold on. Hold on, I'm just putting to someone that they have poisoned me. Bloods. It's so frustrating. It's really frustrating. Especially when I'm picking this up in readings, that there's been poisoning going down in the reading and children have been poisoned, knowing that I've been getting poisoned and sacrificed, and my children, and there's doing an inheritance job on me, and they're using people at Old Crown Court to lie about it, to avoid them all going to prison for attempted murders and murders. A lot of the same kind. Then we've got Virgo, message, death card in reverse, 7 of swords in reverse, some sort of news. Virgo, Scorpio, 7 of swords in reverse, high priestess. Destiny, 2 of pentacles in reverse, and lovers, like 2 of cups in reverse. So there's an ex-lover involved. There's an ex-lover involved. This ex-lover could be a Virgo or a Scorpio, or there could be a couple involved who's a Virgo and a Scorpio, but there's no love relationship, no love connection between them who's involved. And it's been really childish. What there's done, there's been really childish. We've got an Aquarius who could be getting involved in that childish shit and not even feeling guilty surrounding 3 of swords, 6 of swords, 3 of wands in reverse, not wanting, lying, surrounding inheritance. So maybe someone from overseas, is involved in that. So someone from overseas. I mentioned UK and then I mentioned America. So someone from overseas is involved. A couple, 8 of swords in reverse, and then 4 of wands, justice, corruption, justice in reverse, 10 of pentacles, hanged man, 10 of cups, family. Then we've got illusions. Then we've got Capricorn. So it could be a Capricorn involved, someone who's come from overseas involved, then, and their family who's involved in this heartbreak, in this sacrificing, in this poisoning, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and taking a pentacle, taking some of that money, and any opportunity wanting to gain power and control. So it's a dysfunctional father, nightmare, malicious gossip. Then we've got full card surrounding an archangel. Then there's that malicious gossip over an archangel, yeah, because they want the money. Death card in reverse, and message, childish in messages. So basically, there's trying to be really childish in messages, yeah, and the one who's speaking this truth, they don't like the one who's speaking this truth, because the one who's speaking this truth knows about this stolen inheritance and what there's doing. So, which is the poison. Ace of swords, that's this truth. So the one who's speaking this truth, and there's a lot of people who's lying. We've got an Aquarius who wants that destiny. Aquarius, 10 of wands, feeling really burdened and weighed down. 3 of swords and depressed. Capricorn, feeling depressed, feeling really burdened and depressed. What an opportunity to collaborate with Virgo, battle, yeah, and stop Virgo from sailing away into calmer waters. So I wanted to battle against Virgo, guilty. Queen of Swords in reverse, 2 of Pentacles, wanted some sort of money. Page of Cups and stagnating possession. They're in possession. Victim. 6 of Wands. Moon card, sneaky, not wanting people to know because they want to be seen as powerful and courageous. Then we've got Aries, who's wanting to be seen as powerful and courageous. Aquarius, who's wanting to be seen as powerful and courageous. And literally, because there's not, are you getting as jealous of the child or children? King of Wands in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse. Then we've got Hierophant that's jealous of the children. And an ex who used to live in a home at one point, unrequited love. There's not like it, so it could be a Libra who's not liking that unrequited love, so willing to go extremely far with the Pisces and the King of Pentacles to bring that chaos and do some sort of bank fraud. Ace of Cups in reverse because they've got no love. Strength card in reverse. The weak. Spying. Four of Wands in reverse is a fake, false, dark twin flame. They could have took ownership of a home or tried to take it off. This is the process what there's doing. Seven of Pentacles in reverse wanted to take that inheritance. It's really bad because they're poisoning people to take their inheritance and they're sacrificing them to take their inheritance and they're sending monitoring spirits and stuff like that. Seven of Swords. So, and then we've got the Sun card in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse, not wanting to know about that loss, not wanting that loss to be illuminated. Leo, loss. Queen of Wands in reverse, Leo, loss. Then we've got Pisces, Aries, and then another fire sign, masculine or feminine, Page of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Swords in reverse, Nine of Swords, guilty, Six of Swords in reverse, Five of Wands, battling, Hermit Virgo, collaborating, opportunity, Capricorn, wanting to bring illusions, depression, feeling really burdened, Aquarius. They're all lying. They're all lying. Six of Pentacles. They just want a bit of that it could be compensation, inheritance. They just want some of that inheritance, that the fruits of that labour. It's been revealed. A lot of underhanded behaviour, nightmares, shatter, exhausted, enemies. Libra could be wanting to take themselves out. Empress, Eight of Swords in reverse. So they could be trying to literally just try and have a mental entrapment. This lover, ex-lover who's always spying. They've got no love. They've got no love in their hearts. There's a corrupt judge, Seven of Swords, who's been getting in on that spying and not wanting it to be illuminated surrounding the loss. Full youths. Victim of sacrificing and black magic, a lot of malicious gossip, taking money in the community to work to spread malicious gossip. Sagittarius, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Wow. Oh, this is just putrid. Honestly, this is just putrid. Here's a Swords in reverse. This King of Swords, the Lion. Nine of Swords, the guilty. They could be ganging and grouping up on a Virgo, or a Capricorn could be ganging up and grouping on a Virgo, or both. Depressed, burdened, surrounded some possession. Unrequited love, Libra. A lot of corruption, injustice, and Aquarius. I just can't believe it because it's just making me really worried about these children. It's making me really worried about the children. It really is, because they've got no love in the cup. All they love is creating chaos, bank fraud. Oh, that's all they love, bank fraud, bank fraud. There's some sort of news surrounding a death. Here's the Swords in reverse, and they are guilty for lying. Could be a Virgo or a Capricorn. Could be a Scorpio masculine. Pisces. Sneaking around. No love for Temperance, Sagittarius. Family into sacrificing, not wanting anyone to be aware that they do a lot of inheritance insurance jobs, like really bad for it. They're really bad. And again, my children are in immediate danger, and they are in immediate danger. I could call the police, but the police don't give a damn because, well, they're probably getting poisoned as well as police.